I'm Alyia Gaskins, and this is my council report. This month, we're diving into 4 topics from February 2024. The African American Heritage Trail signs ribbon cutting, the Virginia American Water Company's proposed increase, the potential Potomac Yards Sports and Entertainment District, and the FY 2025 budget. The city kicked off Black History Month with a ribbon cutting celebrating the installation of new interpretive signs along Alexandria's historic waterfront. These 11 signs and 2 orientation panels will illuminate the history of African Americans in Alexandria over the span of several centuries. At our February legislative meeting, Council discussed Virginia American Water Company's proposed 29% increase. As a private utility company, VAWC is subject to the authority of the State Corporation Commission, also known as the SCC, and Council advocates for our residents through the SCC. I am strongly opposed to this hike because I believe the increase is excessive and could be harmful to our residents. If approved by the SCC, residents could see their bills increase by up to 50%. Unfortunately, this is not a new issue. Time and time again, City Council has taken a stand, voting to intervene in the application before the SCC and opposing rate increases from VAWC. While Council does not have the power to stop this before it goes into effect on May 1st, we will lead efforts to work towards the same goal of reducing this increase and getting real results, a retroactive refund. In my January Council report, I discussed the proposed entertainment district in Potomac Yard, which would include the global headquarters for Monumental Sports and Entertainment, as well as its more than 650 employees, an arena for both the Washington Capitals and the Washington Wizards, Monumental Sports Network Media Studio, and a performing arts venue. It's important that we all stay informed and engaged on this proposal. Every week, there are new community engagement opportunities. Did you know that during our monthly legislative meetings at Council, we receive a public briefing on the proposal? I encourage residents to watch these briefings, which are easily streamed online via the city's website. In February, we learned that in year 1, calendar year 2030, the arena and the build-out of Phase 1 has the potential to bring in $33.7 million. For context, that is double the total 2023 meals sales tax revenue. And this new revenue would allow the city to borrow another $370 million. If that number sounds familiar, it's because $370 million is enough to fund the entire 10-year capital improvement plan for the schools. Now, we know that this new project would incur a lot of ongoing costs, including public safety, additional capital improvements, the basics like trash and park cleanup, as well as other city services. But even after additional expenses, the estimated total net new revenue for the city in 2030 is $8.4 million. The net return is projected to grow over time, and this would mean real, tangible impacts to our budget and to our taxpayers. To the average residential real estate bill, this equates to $490 impact. This means an additional $490 per year worth of city services, or even a reduction in property taxes. If all 3 of the proposed phases of this project come to completion as projected by 2037, that number goes up to $1,680 per year. If you pay residential taxes, either directly or as part of your overall rent bill, it's not hard to see that that's a huge amount of money that can go into savings for taxpayers or improving city services. These numbers, these potential economic impacts, that's what keeps me in the room. That's what keeps me negotiating and curious about this potential project. It's what I was elected to do. But I have been clear since the start of these discussions, and our residents have been clear as well. This deal does not work without strong labor protections, new investments in transportation, and a commitment to affordable housing. There is a lot more discussion that needs to happen here and in Richmond in order to ensure that this project delivers on these key issues. And I hope you will continue learning and listening along with me so that together we can make an informed decision if and when there is a vote before the City Council. Finally, in February, the City Manager presented his proposed budget. $911.3 million in our general fund for our operating budget. Investments in employee compensation, schools, and other strategic priorities. And, key to so many of our residents, his proposed budget includes no real estate or property tax increase. This is just the first step in the process. Council will not vote to approve the budget until May. And as I comb through the budget, page by page, I'm going to be asking questions and advocating for a budget that works for all of us. Since the manager's presentation, I've already started to receive some of your questions. For example, questions about additional funds for ACPS, questions about tree planting and tree maintenance resources, and even some questions about the expansion of dash routes in our city. I know you have more questions, and I know some of you have some concerns. I encourage you to please share your thoughts on the budget by using the budget input form, which you can find online. Stay informed, stay engaged, follow me on social media, visit my website for updates, and reach out to me on these critical issues. Onward to March.